They say games are played on the field and not on paper, and that's a good thing. Because if this one were played on paper, it might get ugly, but you never know what's going to happen. Welcome, everyone, to Williams-Brice Stadium, home of the South Carolina Gamecocks. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Kentucky Wildcats, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the South Carolina Gamecocks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Kentucky ready to go toe meets leather and start this game. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Gamecocks offense will have the ball first. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week, and watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick, the ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will, a really nice day, and I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
Third down, and they'll need 5 to keep this opening drive moving. Looking downfield, it's Kinsey. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
Well, they try to throw for it there on third down on the opening drive of the game. They don't get it, but let's punt the ball away. Let's trust our defense. And, guys, let's also trust this home field advantage and the crowd to get loud and make it real difficult on our opponent.
Finds him out of the backfield. Oh, he got loose. That defense got gas, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. The definition of four-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense
brings him to the open. Yeah, pick up on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Finds the tight end. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down. The Gamecocks getting set on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Oh, they're after him. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Caught in the backfield, it's Powell. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
This is kind of like Vegas, some gambling. You got a big completion there on 3rd down. You've set up 4th. You could take the field goal and take the easy money, but you might decide to roll the dice here, stay on the field, and go for it on 4th down, hoping to get a touchdown.
He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. That might seem like a risky call to go for it on fourth down there, but you can't just hand the defense a win in that spot, David.
No, and when you go back and you look at games, a lot of times those field goals get you beat. And this offense is like, forget that, we're going to be aggressive. And because they got it, it was a great call.
They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
And that is exactly what you love to see as a head coach, watching your offense take the field, first drive of the game, and you're methodical, and you take what the defense gives you. You make good decisions. You don't have negative plays. You don't have missed assignments. That shows your head coach that you are locked in and ready to go.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Kentucky's offense has its first opportunity of the day. And it was a rough showing last week, and it all started with the quarterback, Jesse.
Yeah, he looked lost in that last game out. I thought the defense did a really good job of confusing him, mixing up their looks and their pressure. So no different today. The defense obviously watched the film, and they're going to come out and they're going to try to do the exact same thing and get this guy rattled. So this quarterback, he has to know what to expect early in this one, David.
If I'm his offensive coordinator, I want to get started off on the right foot, man. Get the ground game going. Make it easy, because last week was such a disaster. We want to turn the page. We need some confidence. We need some good mojo. First drive, we need something good to happen early so we can forget about that last week.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a lot. To the air, it's Barrett. Caught over the middle, it's Quall. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line here.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week. And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job keeping that guy in the pocket.
They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
And some room to work. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This Kentucky offense really moving the ball quickly. He'll keep it himself. Nice move to pick up yardage. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against the different defense.
They'll try the right side. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. It's Barrett. Fires downfield. Catch in the middle, it's Mappa.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Leaves it with the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They have on the snap. They are in the backfield. great penetration. Nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
This drive facing a little adversity on 2nd and 11. Rides the back on the option to give. Noses ahead to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 1.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Grabbed behind the line, it's Coughlin. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. And he barely got enough of that one to somehow tuck it into the left corner just over the crossbar. That'll bring him to within 4.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They got off to a flying start, a touchdown on that. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. Looking to throw, it's Kinsey. Under fire. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
This offensive line is going to have to shore up this pass pro, guys. The last play they took a sack. This one they allow a hit on the QB, which forces the incompletion. 3rd down, you're going to be throwing it right here, you think, so O-line's got to step up.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Makes the grab. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
On 4th down, going to the air. And they can't connect, a costly turnover on down.
It's really early in the game right now, and if it's 4th and short, 4th and medium, maybe I see going for it, certainly. But 4th and long, that's a situation I think you got to punt and just let the game play out. Trust your defense a little bit more.
Running to the left. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case there. They try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
2nd down, he'll throw it. The safe call on the wide receiver screen. And they swarm him under.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Got it in the middle, it's Mapa. Just across the 20 with a 1st down at the 19.
Quarterbacks love throwing slants to big boys. When you got big targets, man, it's hard to miss them. Great job throwing to a guy that tall, putting it near his body, and he plucks it in for the catch. They
get him stopped after a 2-yard gain. Ball's at the 17.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Looking to pass. It's Barrett. Going for it all. Pass is broken up. Incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the second time tonight. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Never a doubt. That brings them to within 1. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Houston went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Cougars always seem to get everyone's best punch, but today they were the ones who delivered the knockout. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Second and short is a great situation to be in. And look at him. He drops back to pass the football. He doesn't have to throw the football. He wants to be aggressive, but he can just take off and scramble. Doesn't have to take a chance. Great being ahead of the sticks.
You see the offense trying to dial up the quick game there with the RPO, and I like the idea of trying to get playmakers the space out to the right flat of the field, see what can happen, but you need a more accurate throw.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. This time on target. Brought down at the 47-yard line after the 15-yard pickup. And the Gamecocks racing to the line in the hurry-up. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got his man on the right. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 31 and a big pickup on that one. The Gamecocks will have it 1st and 10. Looking to throw, it's Kinsey. Throws to the tight end. Finds a man on the left. Defense is there to make the stop, and he's got the 1st down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. And the Gamecocks didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Touchdown, South Carolina! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
Man, what great offensive execution. You talk about addressing a 2-minute situation and using almost all of the clock, adding to your lead and creating more momentum going into the half. Great execution by this offense.
On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. They'll leave it with him. Shut down in the backfield again, and that might do it here in the half. And what a way for this defense to wind up the quarter. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And with time running out here in the 1st half, this offense will choose to take a knee. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one so far from there in Columbia.
The Gamecocks will kick it away first, and we'll start the 2nd half. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. And the returner is stopped. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
I agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little second half running the football Palmer out of this group.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to the big fellas up front. They've just got to make the decision that they're going to be tougher here in the second half so that we can win this game.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch. And he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the defense.
As the rooster crows, they are getting cocky and cockier on third down here. Back to throw, it's Barrett. Fires to the wideout. He can't haul it incomplete. He had him on the crossing route and he dropped it. Kentucky will be forced to punt. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. Gets his first one of the day away. Might be a little stiff. They only used him twice in that loss a week ago. They make the stop, but there is a penalty marker down. Let's see what the call is. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Handoff from the shotgun. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
They'll run play action. Fires to the tight end. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. To the air on first down. Right down the middle. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Some misdirection with the counter. Got the first down and more. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To the air, it's Kinsey. It's complete to the left. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. And as he throws, intercepted. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Nice play by the DB. Most people say offenses have the advantage, right? They know where they're going. They have the footing underneath them. Defensive guys, you still got to guess. You might be a little bit more cautious. No, sir, this defensive back does a great job breaking on the football, going up and making the INT.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. They're trying to find some room off right tackle. Defense is there to greet him again, and they are ready, and he has found nowhere to run tonight.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. We talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But This offense just can't find a way to get it going, and I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Kentucky sent out the punting unit. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Dropping back, it's Kinsey. Pulls it in, it's Powell. At the 45 on its way. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. Now on first down from the 40. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The offense changing the play. Looking downfield on first down. They get to him as he throws. Complete to the left. Touchdown Gamecocks! And they take it in for 6 more points. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, it has gone final in the ACC, a matchup we've been keeping a close eye on. Notre Dame went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Irish always get everyone's best punch, but today they took that punch and delivered a knockout of their own. One team will rise in the ACC standings, while the other is going to sink like a stone. The harsh reality of college football when conference foes face off, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Richard. Moves it out to the 34-yard line. A nice 15-yard gain on that one.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
And he was able to push forward for a solid gain as the clock strikes 0 here in the third. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. We reach the break. It's South Carolina holding the lead. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the third quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. They'll line up for a second down play. Looking to throw, it's Barrett. On the move, he fires. Wide open downfield. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. This Kentucky offense doing work. They're set up with another first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. He's got an open man. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Wildcats.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Here's the handoff. Turning it on! And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Gamecocks come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Steps away to find some room. Fires on the move. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one. Looking downfield, it's Kinsey. Trying to barrel in. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Now on 2nd and goal. Gives it on the option. Touchdown, Gamecocks. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option? They extend the lead here in the 4th, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1. And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all.
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole, he saw it, he put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They go to the draw. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, the good news is you got the first down running it there on 2nd and short, but the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the 4th quarter, and 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get it done. You've got to start chucking this thing vertically to get back in the game.
Finds his way for 3 after the 33.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Lets it go. Finds space on the right. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line. Kentucky right back to the line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions had them staring at 3rd and 10. Back to throw, it's Barrett. Deep shot for the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the 4th quarter. You're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
And this will fall incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The give as they work on that clock. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Motion from the wideout. Quick pass on the jet motion. Gets it down to the 36 before being knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. This guy can throw it. It's incomplete, and they've been waiting to run that one and couldn't quite pull it off. It's 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. Back to pass, it's Kinsey. Makes the catch. Working their way closer and closer, a 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. And the Gamecocks will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. Oh, better look out. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit them up top. Quarterback on the keeper. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. Touchdown, South Carolina! And the pummeling has started. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And how about it? Everyone getting involved, getting the big tight end involved. This offense has done an unbelievable job scoring points. This defense has had no answers. Just keep it rolling, offense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Almost had the completion, just missed it.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in, you could tell. They were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
He'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that. Dropping back, it's Barrett. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls in.
And it's going to be hard for this offense, man. They've struggled to pass the football down the field, to make these explosive plays, and now, huge deficit. Got to make them. Got to find a way to push the ball down the field to create some explosive plays if you want a chance to get back in this football game.
Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Richard. Oh, he's got some space. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. Kentucky going quickly. Wants to throw on first down. Looking to the big tight end. A strike downfield. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. The Wildcats had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Wants to go up top on first down. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Touchdown, Kentucky! Fitted in the window for the score. Here comes the two-point try.
Well, one of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes. If you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring, I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like Steve Spurrier back in the day when I was playing for the Gators. You go and play for him because you want the opportunity to throw the ball. So when you get in the game late, you're not handing it off. We were beating Central Michigan by 80-something points. He was still letting us throw the football. It's the defense's job to stop you.
Pocket breaking down. Grab near the marker. It's Powell. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. Wants to throw. It's Kinsey. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Blasted as he lets it go. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. First thing you want to do if you're in a hole is stop digging. It's 1st and 20. Looking to throw. Quick strike complete. There he goes. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Back to pass on 2nd down. Good timing on the quick out. Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Barker. They'll use the timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock. One more play to pad the stats. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. Touchdown, Gamecocks! And the beatdown has ensued. They extend the lead here in the 4th, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1.
Some would say running the clock. Some would say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now, listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
They stopped the return right there, and that will do it. This one is in the book. Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.
And in this season, that's what you got to do. You got to put together good weeks, build on each other, build that momentum, continue to grow as the season goes on.
Yeah, David, it's all about building confidence, and it's really important for these players to go out, work hard in practice, and see that hard work really pay itself off on game day. This is a team that's really starting to believe in itself.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.